Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, Part 11. Most of the Zephyr levels completely engulfed by this large platform challenge. Zephyr is one of the larger levels of the game simply because it has this insane platform challenge. You have to collect these seeds and plant them in those platforms there, and they grow plants that have platforms on them. And Spyro's supposed to figure out how to get all of them so he could raise all the platforms, so he could jump and get to where Juliet is, because Romeo loves Juliet, as we all know from the first part of this level. Just explaining how all the seed physics, where you guys put seeds in your mouth like you do for things Spyro could put into his mouth in this game, and little triangle things, just explaining as if we never did any of this stuff before, which I'm pretty sure we would have done stuff like this before in this game until now. So we can't really do much there, but we have to go all the way over here and get another seed, and then plant it, and then we can plant another seed there, and then get 2 seeds, and a lot of it's very tricky. This took me a long time to figure out. I spent like days on end just roaming around as well, thinking, okay, put the seed there, you get another seed here, and there's one measly little red gem hiding there. It feels like you're doing it just to, just poke fun at us, like, look, there's one gem that's stopping you from getting all the gems in this level. Stopping you from getting this game 100% complete, all because of a stupid gem you may not have known how to get. There's a lot of, like, puzzle solving. This is kind of like where the Lego Star Wars games get their real challenge from. People think of them as action games, but they're really more like puzzle games than anything else. It's all about figuring out how to get every single thing in the game. You do that mostly by solving puzzles, which is what we're doing right now in this game, getting the ultimate platforming challenge. At least the physics are good in this game. If this game had broken physics like Spyro 4, this would be a complete total nightmare. Or if it also had wonky physics, much like the physics in Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. Now that was a game with some pretty bad physics. There was even some glitch where this space tax thing was supposed to fly at you. It was to somehow create a platform or something like that, but sometimes it wouldn't do that because it would glitch in the game, which is why I use save states a lot. Save states, some people consider save states to be cheating. I think it's perfectly justified to use them if if there's, good cause for it, like making up for flaws in games, which is, often why I use save states all the time to make up for kinds of flaws that games would have. Like the ones in Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. I remember there was a demo for that game on the same disc that had one of my Spyro 2 demos. So I kind of associated the two games with each other. One of those demo discs is a Walmart one that I think my father bought probably at Walmart back in 2000 or so. Because I had demos for games that came out in 2000 as well as 1999, like Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. I could also have the demo for Tomba 2 on it as well too. I never got the full game of Tomba 2, mostly because of how freaking expensive it is. And look, here's the professor. Somehow he got from being over where he was before, and now he's over here. How'd he get over here so fast? Did he teleport here? Did he transport over here somehow? I wonder how Spyro could get this technology so he could just warp around levels like that very quickly. Or maybe he just happens to be able to occupy more than one space at the same time. Nevertheless, he gave us an orb. This is one of the few levels in the game that has more than 3 orbs. Most levels in the first 2 worlds of this game have about 3 orbs, like 2 to 3 orbs, but this level actually gives us 4 orbs. There's a lot of orbs. They were really overly ambitious in this level. It almost seems like this is one of the most ambitious levels in the game. It's almost like maybe they intended to have this be a later level in the game and somehow got bumped to the earlier parts of the game. Early in the game, still saying it's like early in the game, even though we're well into the second world right now, and we've cleared a lot of levels. I don't know what my exact progress is. I have no way of I don't actually check what my progress is, like pausing the game. I'll tell you then, you have to go for a lot of complex menus. The menu system in this game actually could be quite complex at times. Spyro doesn't have a cellular phone in this game like you did in the first one, where you just pause the game and view stuff. It's actually like a guidebook, and sometimes it's not always easy to find out what your current progress is in the overall game. So I don't even know, but I'm gonna guess I'm about probably 40-something% of the game completed by this point. And I have been getting most of these levels 100% complete. I've proved so far, actually it's possible to get a good majority of these levels 100% complete. This one may not have been possible to get 100% complete if you didn't buy the climbing ability when you could at first, but I already did, so I don't have to worry about any of these climbing levels where you could climb stuff. So yes, you definitely could get this level 100% complete. There's Juliet. He sounds like a guy. I think it's supposed to be because Juliet would have been played by a guy who would have been played by a prepubescent boy back in his time, but now he's probably voiced by Drag Queen from Twisted Metal 4, which also came out the same year as this game. I remember I thought Twisted Metal games were really cool, and as a kid, I always wanted to play some of them. I even remember I was like teased fun to play the trailers on one of the PlayStation demo discs, where it showed like navigating through menus, and it showed Twisted Metal 4 as one of the games through a menu in one of the videos it showed. And I was like, yeah, Twisted Metal 4. I was like, nah. I was like, yeah, screw you. You don't get to play Twisted Metal. There was a video demo for the first Twisted Metal and the first PlayStation demo disc, which again was a non-playable demo. And then there was another non-playable demo for Small Brawl on the demo disc that came with my slim PS1. It's like I was being trolled almost. They're saying, you can't play this. These are just video demos. There's this vase with a question mark on it. We saw one of these at Skilos Badlands, and now it's coming back now. And it's when we saw it first encountered it near the end of the level. And look at that, it's taking us all the way back to that platform that we began the level on. It's like the game's trolling us, and the game's saying, you have to run all the way back to the beginning of the game. We'll be like running back and forth through levels, Spyro, because you're going to be doing that a lot in this game. No wonder why Spyro can be so strong sometimes. He's also having to run himself around a lot, and he has 4 legs. It's like 4 legs doing the work. He's a quadruped, so those 4 legs are going to be doing a lot of the work and running and charging and stuff like that. And he's Spyro. He's supposed to be some action hero like Mario or Sonic or someone like that. At least he's not weak like Alex Kidd. Alex Kidd was a total weakling. I downloaded some of his games for Sega Master System recently. I haven't tried any of them yet. Mostly because I'm not interested in trying them because, well, I am interested in trying them, but I'm not expecting to be great. I played the Sega Master System version of the original Sonic the Hedgehog just recently, and it was what I thought it was going to be. It's nowhere near as good as the Genesis version. It's like the poor man's version of the Genesis version. It's just like the Game Gear version, but it's on a home console. I bet that's how most people in Brazil probably played the original Sonic the Hedgehog, considering the fact that almost everyone in Brazil had a Sega Master System, and no one in America had a Sega Master System. So this Corporal's going to give us the talisman for this level. We've pretty much completely cleared the level at this point, the Zephyr level, so we never have to go back here again. Good riddance, we got everything. Look, it's a ruby bomb, or a cherry bomb, or something like that. I don't know what you call that exactly. It almost looks like a tree ornament, almost like something that is intended to put on a Christmas tree. That's probably where they got the idea from. They probably thought it's a Christmas tree. It was probably Christmas time when they were working on this game. They probably thought a tree ornament, thought, hey, let's make a talisman out of this. And same with the Crystal Glacier talisman. That also looked like something that could have been a tree ornament. Hey, dragon, take this crystal. You got 400 gems. It's an average amount of gems for a typical level. Even though it was a very large, ambitious level, still gave us 400 gems. So we're here in Autumn Plains again, where it's clearly autumn. The trees are orange, have orange leaves, and there's water out here. It's a little pool Spyro goes swimming in. You can see those like banners of Ripto up there, meaning that we have not cleared Autumn Plains here. We'd not chased Ripto out of Autumn Plains. Ripto is still present here in Autumn Plains. We haven't defeated Ripto yet in Autumn Plains, so we can utilize our climbing ability here by jumping on this ladder and climbing to the top, climbing to the top of the ladder. You can jump and climb. It's impressive I can actually jump and climb. Something a lot of characters are not capable of doing. There's the next level in the game, Scorch. It's just simply called Scorch, not Scorcher, like that weapon from Ratchet and Clank. Size matters. It's just Scorch. I wonder if that's where they got the idea for that name from the 4th Ratchet. I think it was the 4th Ratchet and Clank game, Size Matters. I had the PSP version that a long time ago. Now I have the PS2 version. I wanted the PS2 version thinking it would be a much better experience than the PSP version. It's actually kind of on par with the PSP version. They didn't bother to upscale anything in the game, so it looks very primitive. Kind of like the Toy Story 3 game for the PS2, where it looks exactly like the PSP version. Mostly because it is the PSP version. It's just been formatted so it can be played on a PS2. They're gonna meet Greta and Handel in this level, where they're on some super secret spy mission, and the subtitles perfectly match Greta's accent. Hello, Spy. Well, my brother Handel and I have been sent here for the super secret spy mission. I bet they gave her that line of dialogue just so we'll utilize the fact that she uses W's rather than, like L's or something like that, or spy mission, or like super secret spy mission, uses W's a lot in her language. She seems to love the letter W for some reason. She loves it so much that she always likes to incorporate it into every word possible. Like, give me back my, give me back my Xbox cord, give me back my Xbox cord. It's like that video of that kid was saying, give me back my cord, give it to me, give me my cord. That video is now lost media now, as it can no longer be viewed at all. I don't think of the channel that was associated with it got terminated. I used to joke about that video a lot. Now I realize that may have been cruel joking. That was just an innocent kid that wanted his Xbox cord. I'd be pretty pissed too if my older brother took my Xbox cord. They took my Xbox cord so I couldn't play on my Xbox. I couldn't play GTA 5 anymore, or whatever game I wanted to play on my Xbox 360. I don't know much about Xbox 360 because I've never had one before. I know its backwards compatibility for original Xbox games is somewhat limited. I have no way of testing that or proving that because I don't have an Xbox 360. I did try fixing my Xbox this past week. I'll probably give it an attempt at it, but there's a good chance I'm probably not going to have an original Xbox anymore pretty soon, which I'm okay with that because my Xbox collection is as big as my PS1 collection. PS1 was a much cooler system than Xbox, I think. It had so many more games, so many more unique games that were actually fun. PS1 had Spyro, Xbox had Blinks. Sure, Blinks wasn't a bad game, it was a pretty fun game sometimes, but it felt like you would be, giving sighs of relief more than enjoyment out of Blinks. So I'm saying how aggravating Blinks is. And don't get me started with Blinks 2. Blinks 2 was Blinks 2 killed it. It was the reason why I didn't like to see the series much. That game probably did kill the series for a lot of people, which probably would explain why there was never a Blinks 3, or Blinks never appeared in anything else after Blinks 2. It's all because of Blinks 2. Yeah, I blame Blinks 2 for everything. That game's the reason why our civilization is falling apart. That's the reason why 2004 sucked so much as a year. 2004 was one of the worst years ever. And it was bad because of Blinks 2, but it was saved because of Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, which is one of the greatest games ever made, and that game came out in 2004. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal probably is my favorite Ratchet & Clank game. I remember I used to show it to some kids that came over to my house once a long time ago, and they were just laughing at the title because they were like, oh look, it's Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arse. They kept calling it Up Your Arse when it's actually Up Your Arsenal. They thought Going Commando had a funny title too. Ratchet & Clank games always had funny names. For some reason, apparently those games are made by the same people who made Spyro. Before they made Spyro, they made Disruptor, and there's a lot of Disruptor influence in Ratchet & Clank. And then some kid in high school said Ratchet & Clank games were for babies. I wonder if he played the real Ratchet & Clank, or maybe he played some shoddy bootleg of it. There's always shoddy bootlegs of things. I'm sure there's a shoddy bootleg of Spyro somewhere. It's probably from China, maybe, or India, or somewhere like that, or Pakistan, making shoddy bootlegs of Spyro. I'm sure there's probably some sort of bootleg. There's always, if you can think of something, there's probably going to be a crappy bootleg of it somewhere. It's apparently raising these flags like what Mario does. Watching Mario does the opposite of raising flags. He lowers flags, but we're doing the opposite. And it's improving that Hansel and Gretel, or whatever their names are, did their mission. She's also kind of like that girl from Howard the Duck that talks like this, Her name was Linda, I think that was her name. I think they spelled her name like that because of the way she speaks, and she has her speech all written like that. I remember Howard the Duck met her in Niagara Falls, I think, after his campaign for presidency failed. But I haven't read Howard the Duck in a long time. I really should read Howard the Duck again sometimes. I love Howard the Duck. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. And yeah, there aren't any real good movies about him. I'm not counting that movie from 1986, because that didn't really do justice to Howard the Duck that much. I'm talking about a real Howard the Duck movie. I'm sure Spyro ever met Howard the Duck. Spyro would just flame Howard the Duck and fry him till he's nothing. Spyro does flame ducks in these games, so I guess it's fitting he would flame Howard the Duck. And Howard the Duck would find some way to insult Spyro the Dragon or something like that. Or there was a Howard the Duck comic where he went to a place that looked just like this level we're in right now, Scorch. And then they got chased by thugs that looked like those guards from Aladdin that had to chase after Aladdin. I'll have your hands for a trophy, street rat. Oh, this for loaf of bread. You can say that. This level is a lot like Aladdin. Makes me think of Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. A game I'll probably be doing a Let's Play of eventually at some point in the future. And again, I'm always thinking of doing Let's Plays of some games, and most of the time I never seem to get around to them. That's because there's just way too many games to Let's Play. I don't think I'll ever run out of games to do Let's Plays of. Or games to make videos of, for that matter, because there's just so much stuff I mean, Aladdin on the Genesis really was one of the best games on the Genesis. I like it more in the SNES version. Genesis version really is the version of Aladdin. I don't just say that because I'm a Genesis fanatic. I think Genesis is my second favorite system next to the PS1. Genesis had all the greatest classics on it that the SNES wishes it could have had. We already have 30 lives already. We're almost a third of the way there to maxing out the maximum amount of lives you could have in this game. I don't even think I've been killed yet at this point. At least not that I know of. Mostly just collecting all these gems. This part also makes me think of Disruptor. They put so many enemies around you. A lot of them have swords. A lot of them have guns. Kind of like in Disruptor. It actually is slightly reminiscent of Disruptor and Ratchet and Clank having all these enemies. There are a large abundance of enemies Spyro's gonna take down. It's like a freaking massacre on Spyro's part. I can just murder so many enemies just so quickly like this. I think we're nearing the end of the level now. Just making sure every single gem is collected, so we got this level 100% complete. And yeah, that's where I go get from this level for now. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.